Hello, and thanks for joining me on the Healing Streams Reflections. The title of today's post is The Destiny of the 12 Born. Benjamin, the youngest son of Jacob by Rachel, whose birth took place at Ephratah, on the road between Bethel and Bethlehem, at a short distance from the latter place. Benjamin's mother Rachel died in giving him birth, and with her last breath named him Benoni, son of my pain, a name which was changed by his father into Benjamin in Genesis chapter 35 verse 18. It says, as she breathed her last, for she was dying, she named her son Ben-Uni, but his father named him Benjamin. Benjamin meaning son of my right hand, or son of all the right hand. He's also known as Benoni formerly, or Benoni, son of my sorrow. Benjamin, as 12th born son and youngest son of Jacob, has to do with the number 12. And the number 12 can be found in 187 places in the Bible. Number 12 symbolizes God's authority, perfection, and power, as well as serving as a perfect governmental foundation. It can also symbolize completeness, or the nation of Israel as a whole. For example, Jacob, Israel, had 12 sons, each of which represented a tribe, began by a prince for 12 total. Ishmael, who was born to Abraham through Hagar, also had 12 princes. Beloved, numbers in Hebrew culture tended to have a deeper meaning than what we know about numbers today. Jesus first spoke in the temple with religious leaders at the age of 12, when he and his family had traveled to Jerusalem for Passover. Luke chapter 2 verse 41 to 52. In the Old Testament tabernacle, a mobile temple of sorts, the priests were to place 12 unleavened cakes, as Leviticus 24 verse 5 tells us. Same bread used in Passover when the Israelites left Egypt. Also, 12 spies scouted the promised land, and Nebuchadnezzar's dream was fulfilled after 12 months. Elijah worked 12 oxen with 12 oxen. Elisha, a prophet, while plowing 12 oxen, is called into his prophetic ministry by Elijah, 1 Kings 19:19. We see Jesus choose 12 disciples, and the disciples later replaced Judas Iscariot with Matthias to keep the number at 12, Acts 1, to show the perfection and authority of those who follow Jesus. Also, Christ called those 12 men to bear witness to what he did and to spread the good news of the gospel to the entire world. As a result, the vibrations of the 12 give people born on this day multiple talents and a great ability for communication and persuasion. The 12 born, as well as those who are born on the 12, have the gift of communication, know how to express themselves well with their speaking way, accumulate several friends wherever they go. In addition, they can argue and convince very well meaning people, knowing how to influence the people around them with their creative mind. And for instance, the Apostle Paul was a Benjamite. His godly giftings of eloquent speech and persuasion was so instrumental. My brother, my sister, it was so instrumental in spreading the gospel in Asia Minor and all over the places. And so even in 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verses 1 following, look at how Paul put it. He says, "And I, brethren, when I came to you, did not come with excellence of speech, of wisdom, declaring to you the testimony of God. For I determined not to know anything among you except Jesus Christ, and him what? Crucified." So Paul was well known even when it comes to excellence of speech or of wisdom, that Paul can persuade people. He can persuade people to believe what? To believe the gospel. And that is a gift with the Benjamites. And so even Paul made mention of this in Colossians chapter 1, verse 28 following, when he says, "Him we preach, warning every man and teaching every man in all wisdom, that we may present every man perfect in Christ Jesus." You see, and then he went on to use the word persuaded people. Persuading. And so, brothers and sisters, communication is very important. And thank God that those who were born on the 12, or the 12 born of the family, with such eloquency, they're able to communicate well. And such was the gifting of the Apostle Paul. The 12 born also has artistic blood, as the 12 inspires talent for the arts. You see, they are creative people who love the theatrical, literary and manual arts. This talent is also reflected in his good mood. For instance, Esther's talent and gift of the arts was unique in her beauty treatment, with special perfumes and ointment, especially in the choice of clothing and jewelry, which enhanced her beauty in Esther chapter 2. As a result, Esther's beauty and character won the hearts of the Persian king Xerxes, and he made her his queen. And they did several things at the same time. Again, Esther the queen and King Saul are multi-task people, and able to carry out several projects and actions at the same time with their practical, agile, and organizing way. The 12 born is one of those people that you can trust and rely on forever. Generous as they are, people born on the 12 likes to help others and has a lot of respect. They have a lot of respect for people. And their beliefs and their personalities are unique. Look at Ehud. He was a left-handed man. His personality was unique. And God used his personality to deliver Israel from the oppression of the Moabites. And more importantly, these 12 born has ability to lead in the likes of Esther, Ehud, and others. For instance, Queen Esther, with his practical, organized, and agile way, she manages the work of the population of people of the nations. At the same time, and with such creativity, she is able to suggest key solutions to various problems in different sectors of the economy. However, some of the negative personality traits of the 12 born is that they 12 born, most often let themselves to be deceived. It is a little naive, having a good heart and trusting too much in people ends up being exploited by those who lean on their multiple capacities. Therefore, they are overwhelmed by doing the work of others. Look at what Haman did. Haman was also part of Esther's court. King Xerxes' court. So he decided to exploit the weakness of Esther. And then by God's grace, God was able to enhance the giftings of wisdom and creative creativity of Esther to topple Haman, together with her uncle Mordecai. And this is a wonderful thing that God used Esther and Mordecai to do together. They are inconstant and indecisive in relation to their relationship. One day they are super in love, and in another day they will distance themselves. Birthday number 12, as well as those 12 bones, indicate excessive vitality, pronounced artistic talent, and originality in all external manifestation. In fact, they are the life and soul of any community, inspiring people around with such overwhelming optimism and sincere kindness. You see, they are the, people, when you see, the way you see them in their mood is unique. They are people, when you see them, you begin to see the smiles that radiate through their faces, the ability to open up to help people, knowing that they are a gift of God. Beloved, God uses numbers to bring about his kingdom and to reveal himself. We have 12 members to make a perfect year, right? And God uses the number 12 in past government and future governments at the end of the time. I pray that you will appreciate the veracity, in a sense, you appreciate the trustworthiness and truthfulness of God's plan in Jesus' name. And to all number 12 births, may the 12 bells of joy, happiness, always ring in your life. Start your day with Jesus. Stay with Jesus. End with Jesus. Thanks for joining me. May God richly bless you. Bye-bye.